Equanimity, balance. Yeah, I can. Equanimity, I think we achieve equanimity when we're able to get to that point of, the thinking, consciously in our psyche, right? You're thinking, but then you have moments of peace, quiet. And then you think, and then you have another moment of quiet, and you think, and you have another moment of quiet. I think if you're at that stage of consciousness in your psyche, that you have equanimity. Equanimity means the big wind comes and you can resist it, and boom, and you're solid still. We want to be around people who have equanimity. We don't want to be around people who are blowing up. And Emerson writes about equanimity and just saying how the most successful business people have a lot of equanimity because people want to be around them. They want to do business with them because you can trust somebody at that point. And the way we can get there is by finding those moments of peace, I believe, because then the mind is just far more clear and balanced. And believe me, every great athlete, every great musician, every great physicist, for that matter, they have that equanimity, they have that peace in their minds because it allows them to just be present and do what they're doing, I mean, in Einstein, for example, he would think, he would go through these complex, equations in his mind. He would just walk around thinking, but then after that, he would take a break and he'd play the violin. He'd give his mind that space where it's oh, I'm not thinking anymore. I'm just, in that zone. And that's what being in the flow is. I think if we get the right balance of peace and analysis, being in the flow, you're probably quiet, a little bit of thought, quiet, a little bit of thought. But for regular day, equanimity, I think, is just analysis, and thinking, quiet. Thinking, quiet. I should mention, even 2 seconds of quiet is helpful for the mind because it allows the mind to just relax. It's it's like a mini nap. 2 seconds, one breath, one optimal breath. Kind of resets the mind. And I guess that's the way I see equanimity. And just it's really important and very achievable through training and through just, using that metacognition and working with your psyche, your conscious mind, and working on reprogramming these subconscious variables, these components in the subconscious. And remember, when we have equanimity, the surface of the lake is smooth. That allows the supraconscious to penetrate into the conscious mind and into the subconscious, I believe. So all we need to do really is find that peace, and then we let the supraconscious do the work. That's one way of looking at it. At least I try and do that partly, but I also try and like I said, I say my thank yous, working with the belief garden. I'm trying to develop that procedural memory of every time I'm stressed, taking the optimal breath, maybe saying a few thank yous of that too, and working with my interest library as well.
To become more involved in the Heart Mind Center, join our community and explore our membership options.
Also, check out our podcast, Mindflow Radio.